Philosophies revived.
Hello everyone, and a warm welcome back to our channel, where we explore the depths of philosophy to unearth insights that can transform the way we approach life, love, and everything in between. Today, we're diving into a serene yet profound topic that contrasts sharply with the bustling world around us. We're talking about self-discipline, but not the rigid, forceful kind that might spring to mind. No, we're exploring a more gentle, more intuitive approach, as taught by the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, the revered founder of Taoism. Now, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the endless shoulds and musts that society hurls at us, or if the very idea of discipline conjures images of relentless striving and exhaustion, then you're in for a refreshing change. Because today, we're going to discover how to cultivate self-discipline effortlessly, how to make it a natural extension of our being, much like breathing or blinking, effortless and without strain. In our fast-paced world, we often equate discipline with rigidity, a strict regimen of early mornings, tightly scheduled days, and iron-willed determination. While there's a place for this kind of discipline, Lao Tzu presents an alternative that might just change how you view productivity and personal growth. According to Lao Tzu, true self-discipline isn't about imposing strict rules upon ourselves, but rather about finding a harmonious balance within the natural flow of life. Imagine a discipline that feels like dancing rather than marching, like sculpting clay with your hands rather than chiseling stone. This is the art of Wu Wei, which we'll delve into deeply today. It's about aligning with the natural currents of life to find a more peaceful, productive path forward. So, if you're ready to transform your understanding of self-discipline from something you do to something you embody, stay tuned. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We delve into life's big questions and offer philosophical insights that can help steer your personal journey toward more fulfillment and understanding. Now, let's ease into the calming waters of Taoist wisdom and learn how to let our discipline flow naturally. Grab a comfortable seat, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. 1. Understanding Wu Wei. In our first segment, let's explore Wu Wei, a concept that might seem paradoxical at first glance. Wei means non-action or effortless action. It's one of those profound Taoist ideas that challenges our Western notions of action and productivity. In a culture that often values busyness over true effectiveness, Wu Wei invites us to reconsider how actions can be both effortless and powerful. Wu Wei does not advocate for laziness or inactivity. Quite the opposite, it encourages us to find the most effective manner to engage with the world, which often means less force and more harmony. Think about water flowing in a river. It does not strain itself to move around rocks. It simply flows around them effortlessly. This is the essence of Wu Wei, acting in accordance with the nature of situations, responding with intrinsic ease rather than external force. Imagine a scenario where you're faced with a challenging project at work. The typical approach might be to power through the task, pushing hard against all obstacles until it's done. While this can be effective, it's often exhausting and not necessarily the most efficient or creative way to work. Now, imagine approaching the same task with Wu Wei. This would involve first understanding the nature of the challenge, then allowing yourself to intuitively navigate the task, using your skills and resources in a way that feels natural and flows smoothly from one step to the next. This might mean waiting for the right moment to tackle certain aspects of the project when your energy and creativity are peaking, rather than forcing an uninspired effort just to tick a box. It involves being deeply attuned to the rhythms of your own productivity and the dynamics of the task at hand. The beauty of Wu Wei lies in its recognition that there is a time and place for all types of action, inaction included. By tuning into the natural rhythms of our environments and ourselves, we can find an approach to action that is more harmonious and often more successful. It's about making smarter, not harder, efforts. Consider the way a seasoned gardener works with their plants. They understand the seasons, the weather, and the soil. They don't rush to plant tomatoes in the dead of winter. They wait for the right season to ensure growth. Similarly, practicing Wu Wei means recognizing when the time is ripe for action and when it is not. This isn't passive, it's strategic. It's about aligning our actions so closely with the natural order of things that they unfold with grace and potency. 2. Surrender to the flow of life. In this part, we dive deeper into a powerful Taoist practice, surrendering to the flow of life. When Lao Tzu advises us to be like water, he is speaking to our ability to adapt, to move seamlessly around obstacles, rather than crashing against them. Surrender, in this context, doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or shirking responsibilities. It means embracing life's natural rhythm and allowing yourself to be guided by it. Why is surrendering important in the context of self-discipline? Self-discipline is often associated with control and rigidity, but what if true discipline meant having the wisdom to let go at the right moment? Imagine you're kayaking down a river. If you grip the paddles too tightly and try to force your route, you might end up exhausted and capsized. But if you hold them lightly, steering gently and going with the flow of the water, you'll find the journey much more enjoyable and effective. That's the essence of flowing with life's currents, knowing when to paddle hard and when to let the current carry you. How can we apply this to our lives? Think about the times when you felt most stressed or overwhelmed. Often, these feelings come from resisting what is happening around us. We try to control too much, or we push too hard against circumstances that might require a softer approach. Surrendering to the flow means recognizing and accepting these moments, allowing ourselves to move with them rather than against them. For instance, if you're working on a project and you hit a creative block, instead of pushing yourself harder and getting frustrated, you could step back and engage in a different activity that refreshes your mind. When you return to the project, you're more likely to have a new perspective or fresh ideas that flow naturally rather than feeling forced. This approach reduces stress and increases productivity, aligning perfectly with the Taoist view of effortless action. Living with the flow also impacts how we handle our ambitions and goals. In a world that often values end results over the process, surrendering to the flow helps us focus on the journey, not just the destination. It teaches us to value each step, each moment of our experience, recognizing that often the path itself offers more richness than the outcome. This can be liberating, especially in our success-driven society. But how do we practically surrender to the flow of life? Start by observing nature. Notice how plants and animals adapt to their environments, how seasons change seamlessly. Nature doesn't rush, it moves at its own pace, and everything gets accomplished in its own time. We can apply this understanding to our own lives by not rushing our progress or forcing results. Next, listen to your own internal rhythms. What times of day are you most productive? What tasks do you find most fulfilling? Align your activities with these natural inclinations instead of fighting them. For example, if you're a morning person, schedule your most challenging tasks during this time when you're naturally more alert and productive. 3. The balance of yin and yang. As we continue exploring Taoist principles, let's delve into the concept of yin and yang. This iconic symbol represents the duality and balance inherent in all aspects of life. Yin is the shadowy, receptive, passive force. Yang is the bright, active, dynamic force. Each contains a seed of the other, showing that opposites not only coexist, but also complement each other. In the context of self-discipline, understanding and integrating these forces can lead to a more balanced, harmonious way of living. Why is balance crucial for self-discipline? In the West, discipline often leans heavily towards yang. It's about exertion, activity, and control. But Taoism teaches us that true strength and effectiveness come from balancing these with yin rest, receptiveness, and letting go. It's like breathing, inhale, yang, and exhale. Yin are both necessary. Without this balance, we risk burnout and inefficiency. How do we find and maintain this balance? Firstly, it's essential to become aware of the yin and yang aspects in our daily activities. In your work, for example, yang might be meeting deadlines and actively engaging with colleagues, while yin could be taking breaks and allowing time for reflection. Recognizing and valuing both these aspects can enhance your productivity and well-being. Let's think about technology, a prevalent part of most of our lives. The yang of technology includes its ability to keep us connected, informed, and efficient. The yin, however, is seen in the way it can overwhelm or distract us, pulling us away from real-world interactions and quiet solitude. Balancing these can mean setting boundaries on tech use, ensuring that it serves us without dominating our lives. But what about situations where it feels challenging to find balance? Life isn't always neatly balanced, and sometimes one aspect will dominate. The key is not to resist this, but to recognize it and gradually bring in the counterbalancing force. For instance, if your job is very active and yang dominant, you might balance this with yin activities after work, like yoga, reading, or spending time in nature. Another practical approach is to schedule your day to reflect both yin and yang. This might look like tackling the most challenging tasks in the morning, yang, and reserving afternoons for brainstorming or creative activities, yin, or perhaps integrating periods of intense focus with intervals for relaxation and unfocused thinking, which can spark creativity and reduce stress. What are the broader implications of yin and yang for self-discipline? By understanding yin and yang, you can create a more adaptable, resilient form of discipline. It becomes less about enforcing strict rules and more about flowing with life's rhythms, responding to its inherent ups and downs with flexibility. This adaptability is crucial in today's fast-changing world, where rigid structures often break under pressure. Moreover, embracing both yin and yang can enrich your relationships, enhance your health, and deepen your connection to the world around you. In relationships, for instance, yang might manifest as sharing your thoughts and taking initiatives, while yin could be about listening and allowing others space to express themselves. In health, active exercise, yang balanced with adequate rest and recovery. Yin leads to optimal well-being. Integrating the principles of yin and yang into your approach to self-discipline doesn't just make you more effective, it aligns you more closely with the natural order of the world, fostering a sense of peace and contentment. It teaches us that by honoring both the active and the receptive parts of our nature, we can achieve a dynamic, sustainable balance that enhances every aspect of our lives. 4. Overcoming your own demons. In this next segment, we address a more introspective aspect of Taoism and self-discipline, overcoming our own inner demons. According to Lao Tzu, true strength is not about dominating others, but mastering oneself. This mastery involves confronting and understanding the personal challenges and weaknesses that hinder our growth and happiness. Why is self-mastery important? Every one of us faces personal struggles or demons: fear, anger, procrastination, insecurity, or envy. These emotions and behaviors can sabotage our success and peace of mind. However, overcoming these isn't about suppression or brute force. It's about understanding their origins and learning to manage them with wisdom and grace. How do we begin to overcome our inner demons? The first step is acknowledgement. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. This means taking a hard, honest look at yourself and identifying the behaviors or patterns that are holding you back. Are you procrastinating because you fear failure? Do you get angry because you feel out of control? Once you've identified these demons, the next step is understanding their triggers and the contexts in which they arise. This understanding is crucial because it provides insight into why you react in certain ways and what might be underlying those reactions. For instance, if you find that you procrastinate mostly on large, daunting tasks, it might be a fear of inadequacy that's holding you back. In this case, breaking tasks into smaller, manageable parts can help you to start and maintain momentum without becoming overwhelmed. 5. Living effortlessly with self-discipline. As we wrap up our exploration of Taoist principles for effortless self-discipline, it's crucial to understand how all these elements come together in everyday life. Embracing the teachings of Lao Tzu doesn't mean shunning structure or ambition. Rather, it involves integrating discipline in such a way that it becomes a natural, almost unconscious part of how we live and work. What does it mean to live effortlessly with self-discipline? Living effortlessly with self-discipline means that your actions are aligned with your deepest values and the natural rhythms of your life. It means that the choices you make and the actions you take are not forced, but are expressions of your true self, flowing naturally from your beliefs and desires. For example, if you value health and well-being, effortless discipline might look like choosing foods that nourish and energize you without feeling like you're restricting yourself. It's not about following a strict diet because you think you should. It's about genuinely preferring healthier options because they align with your value of health. How can we cultivate such a discipline? Intuitive alignment. Start by clearly understanding what is important to you. What are your core values? What truly matters in your life? Once you have clarity on these questions, aligning your actions becomes much more straightforward and less of a struggle. Habit formation. Develop habits that support your values naturally. If creativity is a value, make it a habit to set aside time for creative pursuits daily. Over time, this habit will require less effort as it becomes part of your routine. Environmental design. Design your environment to support your effortless discipline. If focusing on work is essential, create a workspace that minimizes distractions. If relaxing more is a goal, perhaps add elements to your home that create a peaceful, relaxing atmosphere. Reflective practice. Regularly reflect on your actions and their alignment with your values. Are your daily activities reflective of who you want to be and how you want to live? Reflection can help you make adjustments and stay on track. What are the benefits of living this way? Living with effortless self-discipline has numerous benefits. It reduces stress because you're not constantly battling against your inclinations or forcing yourself to meet externally imposed standards. It increases productivity and satisfaction because your actions are more aligned with your personal goals and values. And it enhances your overall quality of life by promoting balance and contentment. How does Taoism support this approach? Taoism encourages us to see life as a series of natural processes and to align ourselves with these processes rather than opposing them. This alignment reduces the friction and effort typically associated with discipline. When we follow the Tao, or the way things naturally unfold, our need for forceful discipline diminishes. We start to move through life more gracefully, with a sense of peace and fulfillment that comes from being in harmony with our surroundings and ourselves. Lao Tzu's teachings offer a powerful framework for rethinking self-discipline. It's not about rigid schedules or strict adherence to rules, but about finding a deep, intuitive sense of order and flow in life. By embracing the principles of Wu Wei, surrendering to the flow, balancing yin and yang, overcoming our inner demons, and aligning our actions with our values, we can cultivate a form of discipline that feels as natural as breathing. Thank you for spending your time with us exploring these beautiful, life-changing ideas. If this video has inspired you, please consider subscribing and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. How do you see yourself applying these Taoist principles in your life? Let's continue this conversation and help each other grow.